was a 4-panel door, solid oak, 6 feet 8 inches from frame to floor. It was 31 inches wide, and I'm really not sure why it had a brass hinge and a brushed nickel knob. And I still jump when I think about the way it would sound when it popped. And he said, for normal people, the metaphor of an opening door means a new beginning, a next step, right? But not me. The horrible feeling that flows through me when I think about that door feel like the devil and God are raging inside of me. But you wouldn't know anything about that, because you weren't there. And he was right, I wasn't there. And neither was the guidance counselor, who was the first to hear the story. And neither was the CPS agent, who had to pull him out of class to hear the story for herself. And he thought he was getting suspended. Neither was his mom, who told him, son, your dad's not gay. So I know you're lying. And neither were the police officers that made him come to the jail where it was freezing cold. And he was too scared to tell his story, because he was afraid he might end up behind bars too. And neither was the lawyer who asked him all these questions, and now he's told his story 3 times over 3 weeks, and he's confused and restless. And neither was the doctor that ran all these tests on him. And with every procedure, he felt like he was going through the abuse all over again. And neither was the judge. We tried our best to make sense of all of the allegations, but didn't have enough evidence to convict. And none of us were there. The chain of events I just described is essentially how child abuse cases were handled here before New Hope was established. The system involved taking an abused child, forcing them to tell their story 4 times, 4 different times, to 4 different people, sometimes in intimidating environments. The result was traumatizing the victims over and over again and putting together cases that were so inconsistent, the abusers almost never saw justice. This all changed in the year 2000, when 12 individuals set out to do the impossible. They set out to change the unchangeable. They set out to give a voice to the voiceless, a child. And then, New Hope Children's Advocacy Center was born. What was one story 5 times, 4 different places became one story, one time, one place. One place. A place that felt a lot like home, a home that had walls, and if those walls could tell you the secrets shared within them, they wouldn't do it. Because if those walls could talk, they would respect the delicate nature of the heartbreak they hold, every word of every tragedy they've been told 400 stories a year, 400 stories it shouldn't have to hear. But it does. Stories like, Mama said I got a cigarette burn on my arm for every time I got her in trouble. Or, he said, you're just my stepdaughter, so it doesn't matter where I touch you. Or the uncle blowing crack smoke in his nephew's face just because he likes the way it makes him struggle. These stories, this tapestry of travesty, may seem unstoppable, It feels like a peak that is insurmountable. But when I asked him how he did it, when I asked him how he turned tragedy into triumph, his answer was simple. For there was a building between a graveyard and a funeral home. But for me, it was the exact opposite. It was the place my life began again, soul with new skin. For there was a building, and it was made out of bricks, and I remember it had crumbled on one side, but it had already been fixed, and that building was me, in a way. Just because something is broken doesn't mean that it can't be put back together. Just because something is shattered doesn't mean it cannot be powerful again. And I am powerful again. I am not strong. I am strength personified. But I could not have done it alone. For there was a building. I am what happened within the sticks, the bricks, and the bones. For there was a building. The way it carried me home. And sometimes I wish that I could go back and erase all the trauma that I ever felt. But if I did that, how much of myself would truly still remain now I got forgiveness in my heart and I got venom in my veins, and I will never lock down the rights to tell my story, because my story is the exact same story that can give somebody else's story a happier ending. And when he said that, it hit me, We can stop this. We can heal this. We can end this. If. Now, those are the two most powerful letters in the English language, right? If. Today, you and everyone here decides that it's time to change it, to take the building blocks of fate and rearrange it, I will promise everyone here today, every hour, every minute, every second that you put in this year will be worth it. And to these kids, to our kids, it can change their world. And he said, I still jump when I hear a door open just the right way, but today I am not afraid of what is on the other side, because I found a new hope. It was on the other side of a new door. It was 80 inches tall with a solid maple cord. I remember there was this fairy garden thing in the back, and I built this beautiful little castle. But the next day, it fell over. So I built it back, and then it got knocked over again, so I built it back, and then it got knocked over again, but I built it back, and nothing was going to stop that man from building it back, because there was a house in the middle of the woods on Maryville College campus, and on February 9th, 2019, at that house, there were beautiful, amazing, glorious people, and not a single one of you want to get to the end of your one shot at life and see that you took more than you gave. So I pray that you give every ounce of yourself that you possibly can. We may not have been there when the abuse happened, but we are all here today. We are all witnesses to this. We can't go back and change it, but the past has no say in the future of our children. Only you have that power. And today, we all have that power. Now, what are we going to do with it? Thank you.